So today I'm going to talk about some different types of antidepressants that's out there. There are different categories. You have your SSRI, which stands for selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. That's usually one of the few that causes the least amount of side effects. Some of the medications under that category is Prozac, Zoloft, Paxil, and Celexa, and Lexapro. You also have your SNRIs, which is your serotonin and norepinephrine reuptakes, which involve Cymbalta, Pristiq, Effexor CR, which the CR stands for controlled release. You have your atypical antidepressants, which don't usually have any particular category that they fall under. Stuff like trazodone, Remeron, Fibrd, Wellbutrin. You also have your tricyclic antidepressants, which tend to cause more side effects than some of the newer antidepressants, and generally one of the last categories that would be prescribed if other medications don't work, which involves tofranil and norepinephrine, just to name a couple. You also have your MAOIs, which is the monoamine oxidase inhibitors, which cannot be prescribed with any other SSRIs, and it's got some serious side effects. And when you're on it, you got to be on a strict diet because it has some serious, maybe even deadly interactions with certain foods and certain medications. So if you're going to be on any type of medication, make sure you talk to your doctor about, okay, if you're going to put me on this medication, and if I'm on this, that, and the other, can I take them, or is there any side interactions with any other kind of medications or foods? Or what are some of the most common side effects that people experience while on said medication that they're going to put you on? Every time you get a new medication, regardless if it's a brand new that you've never been on before or if it's a refill, you always get a medication guide which tells you about that medication, what is it used for. Its primary use is this, but it can also be used in tandem with a few other things. It also explains some of the side effects. It explains the do's and don'ts, what if you overdose or if you miss a dose, things like that. So it's very important that every time you get your medication, you make sure you read everything that this medication guide says, because you never know if the medication guide is going to change or not. But it's important to read what it says. And if you're with a significant other, like a spouse or boyfriend, girlfriend, if you're living with some friends or you're living with your family, whatever the case may be, make sure they know what these side effects and whatnot and interactions are, as well as you, so that way they know, okay, you just started this medication. They know how you are before taking it, so while being on this medication, they can, if they see the difference, then they would know why. So one thing that I have done is I have, since day one, being on Prozac, I have written a journal. I kept a journal every day saying, okay, this is what I've been feeling and thinking, and this is what's been going on since I have been on it. Because a few weeks ago I did talk to my doctor about being put on medication because of the fact that my depression has gotten bad, and the tools and techniques that I have learned from doing one-on-one therapy with a therapist, and as well as doing group therapy. You can only learn so much about all the different techniques and things that can help you understand what you're thinking, what you're feeling, how to know the difference, how to work through everything. Sometimes that doesn't always work. Everybody's different. Sometimes you just need someone to listen to you, someone to lend a shoulder to cry on, or a hug. Sometimes you need to learn some of these techniques and use one or two, which might be enough. Sometimes you need to use multiple techniques in order to work through your particular situation. Sometimes it doesn't always work. Sometimes you need a little extra help, which could be, emphasis on the word could, be from certain medications like an antidepressant, anxiety, and whatever else is out there. So talk to your doctor. Tell them, hey, even though I've done this, that, and the other, this no longer working efficiently, so I need, what are my other options? Is medication right for me? It's always good to ask for help if you need it. No one's going to think any less of you. It's normal to be needing help from other people. So, since I've been on Prozac, I have been, how can I put this? There are times where I feel like I'm drunk, even though I'm sober, because on antidepressants, it's not good to drink alcohol, because it can make things a lot worse, because alcohol can make you depressed. Everybody's different. Everybody reacts differently to alcohol. Some people drink it to relax, some people like it to have fun. Everybody's different. Yes, alcohol can help you sleep, and if you drink too much, you're going to sleep a lot longer. And if you're on an antidepressant, the two don't mix. So with some of my symptoms, because I have not had alcohol since I've been on, yes, I have felt like I've been a little tipsy, a little drunk. That's mostly because my body is still adjusting to the medication that my doctor prescribed. I've been feeling lightheaded. I've felt dizzy, which is pretty normal, especially if you've never been on a medication like this before. So I would recommend keeping a journal, so that way you can keep track of what you're feeling, what you're experiencing, what is it making you think, things like that. So that way, some doctors will call you after like a month or two, or whatever they feel like, or whatever they want to do check up on you. And by keeping a record of what your symptoms are since you've started, you can remember, okay, if you go to see your doctor, or if it's on the phone, over the phone, or video, or whatever, you can thumb through that book and be like, hey, on this day I felt this, on this day I started the medication on this day, I was feeling this. On this day I was feeling this. On this day I was feeling this. So that way the doctor knows what you're going through and how it's affecting you. Maybe they can make some adjustments. Who knows? I think that would be it today. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to leave them below. Don't be afraid to subscribe. See you next time.